Visual Studio Code, VS Code, is a free, open-source code editor developed by Microsoft that has gained immense popularity among developers of all skill levels. It provides a streamlined and intuitive user interface, making it easy for beginners to get started with coding. VS Code supports multiple programming languages including Python, with built-in syntax highlighting, IntelliSense code completion, and debugging capabilities. Its extensive marketplace offers a wide range of extensions to enhance functionality, including libraries for data manipulation, visualization, and machine learning frameworks, example, TensorFlow, PyTorch. With features like Git, integration for version control, a built-in terminal for executing commands, and a robust set of tools for task automation, VS Code provides a comprehensive environment for coding, debugging, and collaborating on projects. Its cross-platform compatibility ensures a consistent experience across different operating systems, making it an ideal choice for beginners looking to explore the world of software development.
To download and install Visual Studio Code, VS Code, you have a couple of options. Firstly, you can visit the official VS Code website and download the installer for your operating system. Once downloaded, simply run the installer and follow the on-screen instructions to complete the installation process. Alternatively, if you prefer using the terminal, you can install VS Code using package managers like apt on Debian, Ubuntu-based systems. Once installed, you can launch VS Code from the terminal by simply typing code, followed by a space and the name of the file or directory you want to open. Upon launching, you can customize your VS Code to suit your preferences, including setting up the command line integration, adjusting fonts, selecting themes, and configuring indentation settings. These setting options can be accessed and modified through the VS Code settings menu or by editing the settings.json file directly. With VS Code installed and configured to your liking, you're ready to start coding efficiently and effectively. Visual Studio Code, VS Code, offers a comprehensive user interface, UI, designed to facilitate coding and development tasks effectively. At the heart of its UI lies the editor area, providing a versatile space for writing and editing code with features such as syntax highlighting, code completion, and snippet support. Surrounding the editor are various panels and components aimed at enhancing productivity. The sidebar, or activity bar, offers quick access to essential features like file navigation, search functionality, and source control management. The status bar at the bottom provides valuable information such as file encoding, line endings, and language mode, while also facilitating interactions like switching between code languages and enabling extensions. Additionally, VS Code offers integrated terminal functionality, enabling developers to execute commands directly within the editor environment, and a debug console for monitoring debugging sessions. The output panel presents output generated by tasks and extensions. Finally, the Problems panel aggregates compiler errors, linting warnings, and other issues detected in the codebase, enabling quick identification and resolution of potential problems. Together, these components form a cohesive environment that empowers developers to efficiently write, debug, and manage code within VS Code. VS Code extensions are modules that enhance the functionality of the Visual Studio Code editor, catering to specific programming languages, frameworks, or tools. They offer additional features such as syntax highlighting, code snippets, debugging support, and integrations with external services. Jupyter Notebook and Python extensions are particularly valuable for data scientists and developers working with Python-based data analysis and machine learning. The Jupyter Notebook extension allows users to create, edit, and run Jupyter Notebooks directly within VS Code, providing a seamless environment for interactive data exploration and visualization. Meanwhile, the Python extension offers features like IntelliSense, linting, debugging, and Jupyter integration, empowering developers with efficient code editing and debugging capabilities. To install these extensions, users can navigate to the Extensions view in VS Code, search for Jupyter and Python, and install the respective extensions from the marketplace with a single click. Once installed, users can configure the extensions according to their preferences and start leveraging their functionalities for enhanced productivity in Python and Jupyter-based projects. Along with the Python extension, please note you need to install a Python interpreter. To begin using Python in Visual Studio Code, VS Code, you first need to create a workspace. This can be done by opening VS Code, navigating to the File menu, and selecting Open Folder or Add Folder to Workspace if you already have one. Once the workspace is set up, VS Code automatically starts it, allowing you to organize your project files. Next, you can create a Python source code file within the workspace by right-clicking on the desired folder in the Explorer view and selecting New File. Name the file with a .py extension, such as testpython.py, and begin writing your Python code in the editor window. To execute the Python code, you can run it by right-clicking in the editor window and selecting Run Python File in Terminal, or using the shortcut Ctrl-Shift-P to access the command palette. Alternatively, you can use the Ctrl-Shift+ shortcut to run the code directly in the integrated terminal. The output of your Python code will be displayed in the integrated terminal at the bottom of the VS Code window, providing a seamless development experience. Docker integration in Visual Studio Code, VS Code, provides developers with a comprehensive set of tools to streamline the containerization process directly within their familiar development environment. With Docker support, developers can create, manage, and deploy containerized applications efficiently. VS Code's Docker extension offers features like Dockerfile and Docker Compose, YAML file editing with syntax highlighting, IntelliSensor, and validation. It enables developers to build, run, and debug Docker containers seamlessly, facilitating the testing and deployment of applications in isolated environments. Additionally, VS Code's integration with Docker simplifies the management of Docker images, containers, volumes, and networks through an intuitive user interface. This tight integration empowers developers to leverage the benefits of containerization, such as portability, scalability, and consistency. Overall, Docker integration in VS Code provides a seamless development experience for building, debugging, and deploying containerized applications, making it an essential tool for modern software development workflows. To set up remote development over SSH in Visual Studio Code, VS Code, first ensure that both VS Code and SSH are installed on your local machine and the remote server you want to connect to. Then, install the remote SSH extension in VS Code by navigating to the Extensions view and searching for it. Once installed, open the command palette with Ctrl+Shift+P and select Remote SSH Connect to Host. If it's your first connection, choose Add New SSH Host and enter the SSH connection information for your remote server. Authenticate using your SSH password or private key passphrase when prompted. After successfully connecting, VS Code will open a new window displaying the folders available on the remote server. Choose the folder you want to open or navigate to a specific directory. Once the folder is open, you can start coding as usual, with VS Code automatically synchronizing your changes between your local machine and the remote server. Port forwarding in Visual Studio Code, VS Code, enables secure access to services running on remote machines from your local development environment. By configuring port forwarding through the Remote SSH extension, you can redirect traffic from a local port on your machine to a port on a remote machine via an encrypted SSH tunnel. This functionality allows you to interact with remote services, such as Jupyter Notebooks, as if they were running locally without exposing them to the public internet. For instance, you can set up port forwarding to access a Jupyter Notebook server running on a remote machine by specifying the appropriate local and remote ports. Once configured, You can access the Jupyter Notebook interface in your web browser by navigating to the local host address and port on your local machine, effectively accessing and utilizing the Jupyter environment remotely through VS Code's port forwarding capabilities. This feature streamlines remote development workflows, facilitating seamless access to essential tools and services for efficient coding and collaboration. To create a development environment separate from your local environment using Docker, you'll need to install the Dev Container extension in Visual Studio Code, VS Code. This extension enables you to manage and interact with containers directly from within the VS Code interface. Once installed, you can access the Dev Container functionality by clicking on the status bar item at the bottom left of the VS Code window and selecting New Dev Container. From there, you can choose a container configuration template, such as Python 3 Dev Containers, and provide a name for the container before clicking on Create Dev Container. Once the container is built, you can start using Python 3 within the Dev Container. This includes installing additional Python packages using pip and executing Python commands interactively. Additionally, you can use Docker commands, such as Docker images, Docker exec, and Docker ps, to check the status of the container and manage it as needed. This approach allows for a streamlined development workflow, ensuring consistency and reproducibility across different machines while providing the flexibility to work in isolated environments. Completing the Visual Studio Code module signifies a pivotal moment in your learning journey, marking your readiness to embrace the versatile capabilities of this powerful development environment. VS Code isn't merely a tool. It's a dynamic platform that empowers developers to streamline their workflows and enhance productivity. Your dedication to mastering this module reflects your understanding of the profound impact VS Code can have on modern software development practices. From its intuitive interface to its extensive library of extensions, VS Code offers a comprehensive suite of features tailored to meet the diverse needs of developers across various domains. The practical exercises embedded within this course were thoughtfully crafted to showcase the flexibility and efficiency of VS Code, illustrating its ability to facilitate seamless coding experiences and accelerate project development.